Well, it's been over 100 years since DePauw University in Indiana had canceled classes for a reason other than snow. But this week the campus was closed so students, faculty, and staff could participate in what they call the DePauw Dialogue on Bias and White Privilege. So is that really a reason to shut down school? Here to discuss from Campus Reform, Lauren Clark. Lauren, nice to see you this morning.
Nice to see you, Clayton.
So this was mandatory initially, with emails being sent out, and I'll read to you from one of these emails sent out from the school to the students. Students who do not attend on the 28th will not be able to register for fall classes or walk at commencement. That sounds like a threat.
Yeah, so originally this was a mandatory event, but the administration withdrew this mandatory and just told students that they should attend. But students should have every right to be angry that their classes, the ones which they paid for and oftentimes took out loans for, were canceled. And we hear this type of frustration all the time at Leadership Institute's Campus Reform. Students just immensely frustrated that the administration is imposing these types of events, imposing these types of ideals onto their students while neglecting their basic responsibility to teach them job skills.
So was this event meant to bring students together, unify them, and did it do its job?
It was, but unfortunately, although this idea of talking about racial issues is a positive one, the university made a critical mistake by telling students that they must look at their peers in terms of their characteristics opposed to their character. Instead of having an event that was promoting the respect and diligence of all people, regardless of their race, sexual orientation, they decided to instead have this negative outlook that suggested that people are members of a group instead of individuals, which is poison in academia and society.
So what unfolded during this event? From what I understand, students were supposed to get together and talk about microaggressions that they had faced. If they were Asian American, they were supposed to get together and explain what had happened to them. Take us through what actually unfolded at this thing.
That's correct. So the majority of this event had students break up and talk about these ideas of microaggressions. Now, this is basically this concept that everyday situations reflect the heart of racism. So, but unfortunately, this is basically felt of how this person feels after these interactions. There's no clear definition or idea of what this term actually means. So if feelings are subjective and we're supposed to basically assume that people have ill intent, how can we possibly get around this?
Right. Didn't we hear about microaggressions on Harvard's campus as a result of soda streams being set up in the college cafeterias? And
yes, this idea of microaggressions is just kind of getting out of control.
Yeah, unbelievable. Well, thanks, Lauren Clark, campus correspondent for Campus Reform. We appreciate you joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.